Okay, hello everyone. So this is a video about all of the kit reveals for the anniversary era units. I haven't read through it. Normally when I do a kit reveal, I read through it briefly before doing the video, but this is like 6 kit reveals. So I can't. There are more stuff coming out, like Lightspeed bundles, but basically there's 2 bundles coming from us Kenobi. One gives characters a relic 5, the other gives them characters a relic 7, but we don't know prices yet. The Scythe one gets you the Scythe and relic 5 units. The Clone Wars Chewie one gets you Clone Wars Chewie at relic 9. Yeah, I think that's all the information we know at the moment. So, the kit reveals. So, first up, we've got Stormtrooper Luke. And his marquee event begins on the 18th. So, this is to. Stormtrooper Luke is to make a rebel team before you get GL Leia. So, it's supposed to be with Princess Leia, Stormtrooper Han, R2, and Old Ben. But I will be interested to see if we can do stuff with him in 5v5, like without Old Ben and R2. So let's just have a look. Basic TK421, because I think that's the Stormtrooper he is pretending to be. Deal special damage to target enemy. If it's Stormtrooper Luke's turn, inflict target enemy with buff disruption for 1 turn. This attack has high damage variance. What? Is that because he's dressed as a Stormtrooper? So, buff disruption. Immune to buffs until damaged by an attack. Once damaged by an attack, lose 100% turn meter. Interesting. Okay. Oh. Design notes. So it's fragile buff immunity plus stagger. Inspiration, it's the operator. Yeah, I knew that. Oh. Why does Stormtrooper and Stormtrooper Harm both have this drawback on their basic abilities? So it made. Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Special one, short for a Stormtrooper, of course. Cooldown 5. Dispel all buffs on all enemies, rally all rebel allies, and they gain tenacity up for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled or prevented. Nice. Grant target other ally a bonus turn. If that target ally is Princess Leia, she gains 30% offense and ignores taunt effects during the bonus turn. I was literally going to say, I feel like you'd give that to Princess Leia. And yes, clearly you will. If Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han are allies, their chances are increased to 100% for 2 turns. What? Their chance effects. Right, so, like, Princess Leia's attack is like a multi-chain attack, but it's only got, like, 55% or whatever. So that's really nice, getting to, like, guarantee that Leia's going to hit multiple times. Lovely. I really hope that there's like more of this with Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han, and less Old Ben and R2, because they do have a place on the Leia team. Yeah. Is there an indication that Han chances are guaranteed? Yes, there's. Okay, that's nice. So it's like, is there an indication? Yes, there'll be like a little status effect that says, nice. Where could he be? Cooldown of 4. Inflict vulnerable on all enemies for 1 turn. Rebel attacker allies, Princess Leia, gain offense up for 2 turns, and non-tank rebel allies gain stealth for 1 turn. Of course, both of those directly calling out Princess Leia. Call all rebel allies to assist, dealing 10% more damage for each stealth ally. Sorry, something just fell on top of my laptop. Yeah, see, like, dealing 10% more damage for each stealth ally. I mean, it does say all non-tank, so it's not directly calling out R2. Synergy. Leia obviously wants to be under stealth. Does Luke assist himself? Yeah, because it's the wording of all allies assist against all other ally assists. So he's unique. Something just moved past my leg. At the start of the battle, Stormtrooper Luke gains 10 speed. If Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han are allies, they and Stormtrooper Luke gain 30 speed until the end of the battle instead. Okay, so this is clearly... I mean, it maybe the leader ability, or later on in this unique, calls out R2 and Ben specifically, but this clearly is like, this is going to be a 3v3 team, which I'm very happy about. At the start of each encounter, all Rebel tank allies taunt for 1 turn, and all other Rebel allies stealth for 1 turn. Amazing. Whenever a Rebel ally stealths, all other Rebel tank allies taunt for 1 turn. Jeez, okay. So any time Leia stealths, Stormtrooper Han is going to taunt. Whenever a Rebel ally gains bonus turn meter while below 100%, they gain protection up 10%, stacking max 50% for 2 turns. Nice. Whenever an Rebel ally scores critical hit, they recover 10% health and protection. Lovely. Leader, the Brains, Zeta, and an Omicron. Oh, and this is only 3v3 one, so this is only going to be 10 Omicrons. At the start of the battle, all Rebel allies gain 10% crit chance, crit damage, defense, max health, and max protection. If Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han are present, these increases are tripled. While a Rebel ally has more than 50% health, they have 100% defense, and whenever they use an ability on their turn, they expose the target enemy for 1 turn. While a Rebel ally has less than 50% health, they gain 50% offense. So this is inspired by, I believe it's Stormtrooper Han's lead that has this similar sort of thing. While a Rebel ally is stealth, they have 20% defense penetration. Nice. If stealth or taunt is dispelled from a Rebel ally, they gain defense up and foresight for 1 turn. If a Rebel ally removes turn meter from an enemy, distract that enemy for 1 turn. And distracted is that they can't gain bonus turn meter. So it's basically like a mini daze. While in 3v3 Grand Arenas, and there is an allied, Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han, and no enemy Galactic Legends. Oh, that's a shame. Whenever stealth is dispelled from a Rebel ally, reduce the cooldowns to their abilities by 1. That's really nice, because Princess Leia herself, her stealth ability has a fairly low cooldown. So, so this is just going to make her be able to stealth again. While stealth, Princess Leia ignores the target enemy's protection when attacking. Nice. Whenever a Rebel ally scores a critical hit, that enemy loses 10% turn meter. Wow. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with distract, they are also inflicted with ability block for 1 turn. Nice. Whenever a Rebel ally is dazed or stunned, dispel that effect, distract, and inflict protection disruption for 1 turn on the target enemy which can't be evaded or resisted. Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han have their chance of hits increased until the end of the battle. Oh god, it's not over. While Stormtrooper Luke is active, he gains 15% evasion, increased by 5% stacking, max 50%, each time a Rebel ally attacks out of turn. Princess Leia. Tank allies gain 100% defense, increased by 5%, stacking max 450% each time they take damage. Jeez. Stormtrooper Han is he's gonna be like a brick wall. Attack allies gain 15% crit damage and offense, increased by 1%, stacking max 135%. Where are all these weird numbers coming from? Each time they score a critical hit against an enemy, while another enemy has protection, Luke can't be defeated. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so his leader ability and improves on arms and layers. So yeah, he 3v3 people who might have their old Ben R2 and other squads. Yeah. So Lucan and Leia are going to be the core. And there's nothing that actually explicitly says R2 or Old Ben. So just any other, like, if you've got another Rebel tank, say, like Cara Dune, seems like you could put her in there. Any other, like, for any other Rebel, I'd say Rebel attacker, because there is a call out to Rebel attackers. Just like anyone else you want to use. I mean, hell, even like Rolo and Captain Han, you can throw in. This seems to be really plug and play for 5v5, which is lovely. And even with 3v3s, taking two characters that everyone's going to have. I mean, everyone's going to have. Most people are going to have Leia Relic 3 for JML. True, they might not have Stormtrooper Han Relic, but they will at least have him for the CLS event. So this looks great. Now, going on to the next one, IG-90. He's a support bounty hunter droid scoundrel. Which actually I didn't say Luke's. I don't think. He is there. Support leader rebel. Scroll all the way down. Oh, I've gone too far. Yes, the second marquee is basically. Oh, hang on. He's a support. But then they said he's a tank for Afra. So, upon conclusion of this era, IG-90 is perfectly suited to slot into Afra's squad, obviously with BT and Trip, and HK-47. That's nice, because that actually gives HK a point to be there, really, because a lot of people kind of just threw him in because they had him relic for, say, Leviathan, or they had him at Gear 12 for whatever reason, or relic for Darth Revan, or to get Darth Malik. So being able to throw him into an Afra squad, that's really nice. And it does also make me assume that Darth Vader is then supposed to go in this new Vader squad, given that HK is supposed to go with this Afra squad. So I'm guessing this is going to be heavily like Dr. Afra and Darkside droids. Basic statement, point delivered. Oh, we've not got. Oh, this one's all just text. We don't have any animations. That's a shame. Deal physical damage twice to target enemy and inflict them with defense down for 1 turn. If the ally in the lead slot is Afra, grant and trigger 2 stacks of heal over time on all allies for 1 turn, and inflict and trigger 2 stacks of damage over time on the target enemy for 1 turn. If there's the hacked commander droid, it taunts for 1 turn. Ah, so are they? Ah, so he's a support, but they're like making the commando droid the tank. Okay. Oh, that's what. Oh, it's got FAQ, but then they don't have any questions. Special ability: Devastating Barrage. Cooldown of 3. Deal physical damage to all enemies and trigger all stacks of damage over time on all enemies and mark the target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. If the ally in the lead slot is Dr. Afra, call all other dark side droid allies to assist, and all allies recover 20% health and protection, and they gain offense up for 2 turns, and IG-90 gains 40% defense, and Commander Droid taunts for 2 turns. Yeah, so this is basically like, yes, yes, he's a support, but Afra is getting her tank because it's gonna make the commander droid a taunt. Right. Unique ability: Query, Dead or Alive. Zeta and Omicron. It's a territory war Omicron. Which is good, actually, because Aphra, BT, and Trope have all got Grand Arena ones. At the start of the battle, IG-90 has plus 100% counter chance. Nice. Whenever he's damaged, he inflicts speed down on a random enemy for 1 turn, and all Scoundrel allies recover 5% health protection. If the ally in the lead slot is Dr. Aphra, at the start of the battle, all allies gain 100% bonus protection, and Dr. Aphra stealths for 2 turns. Even just that immediately is like, well, that massively boosts Aphra, especially, say, on defense, because normally I just take CLS, just blitz down Aphra, and there you go. But nope, can't do that now, because she's going to stealth for 2 turns. So, whenever an ally is critically hit, they gain speed up for 2 turns. Nice. Whenever IG-90 resists a debuff, Aphra gains 5 stacks of Siphon. Cool. At the start of the battle, Dark Side droids have plus 50% critical avoidance. At the start of each encounter, if Aphra has less than 50 stacks of Siphon, she gains 200% defense. Wow. Whenever IG-90 recovers health, inflict 3 stacks of damage over time on the healthiest enemy for 1 turn. That's just when he recovers any health. That's insane. Whenever the Commander Droid taunts, he gains 100% bonus protection until taunt expires. Nice, making him more beefy. Whenever a marked enemy is damaged, all Scoundrel allies and the Commander Droid gain 5% offense stacking, max 80%, and they cover 5% health. While in Territory Wars, when IG-90 uses a special ability and Aphra has 200 or more stacks of Siphon, IG-90 and Aphra recover 40% health and protection, and gain 30% offense stacking until the end of the encounter. Whenever an enemy is damaged, the weakest ally gains damage immunity for 1 turn. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Whenever IG-90 is defeated, refresh the cooldown of Dr. Aphra's abilities by 1. That could be really annoying, because imagine you just take out IG-90, and then he reduces Aphra's cooldowns by 1, and she immediately revives him. Whenever an ally is critically hits an enemy, dispel all buffs on target enemy. Wow. At the start of the battle, Scoundrel allies gain crit chance up and crit damage up for 2 turns, and Bounty Hunter allies gain speed up and accuracy up for 2 turns. That is surely just going to be IG-90, right? Whenever Dr. Aphra has 50 or more stacks of Siphon, all allies ignore taunt effects. I think that's... Oh no, I was like, oh, is he going to be the only Bounty Hunter without a leader ability? No. So this... Are you ever going to use this? No, probably not. At the start of the battle, all Darkside droids and Darkside Bounty Hunter allies gain 30% crit chance and crit damage. All Scoundrel allies gain 20% offense and tenacity to the end of the battle. Calculate suppression. I think I forgot to say the name of it. Okay, the contract. Inflict 20 debuffs. That, if you put the right characters on the team, that sounds like a really quick... That could be a really quick contract. For the rest of the battle, they have the payouts active, and they have 5% offense and deal bonus true damage. Right, this is what I was wondering. Whenever he gets rewards from a contract, or another Scoundrel ally in the leader slot, Aphra, gains 50 Siphon, he then gains the payout. So, IG-90 and the Commander Droid gain 40% defense, and the Commander Droid taunts for 2 turns, then grants 50 Siphon to Dr. Aphra until end of the encounter. Bounty Hunter allies have 50% potency and 30% offense. That is... So, basically, Africa gets to 50, and then you just get another 50. Okay. Right. Oh, are they actually going with their name, Inquisitor Barris? Okay. Oh, she's a leader. So yes, Barris Offee, but as the penultimate character. How is she? Okay, well then you've put these in the wrong order, surely. Because you said Stormtrooper Luke was number one, then IG-90 was the second. Now you're saying the penultimate? Because I know Vader's the last one, which means you put Barris in the wrong place. Okay, so healer, leader, Empire, Inquisitor, online Force user. Basic, enfeebling strike. Deal special damage to target enemy and inflict them with a stack of Purge, max 6 until the end of the encounter. Online Force users, allies, recover 5% health and protection. Gain 5 Siphon, which can't be... dispelled until end of the encounter. I wonder why this Siphon. We also wanted Siphon crit damage. Oh, okay. I thought maybe they were going to say about a lore reason for the Siphon. Special 1, Force Corruptor, cooldown of 3. Dispel all buffs and deal special damage to all enemies. Inflict target in inflict buff immunity for 2 turns on target enemy, and siphon critical damage from them. If the target ally had 6 stacks of Purge, buff immunity can't be resisted, and lower the cooldown of Flicker of the Light by 1. I'm gonna go out on a massive limb here and say Flicker of the Light is gonna be the second special. Siphon crit damage, yeah, gain a percentage of crit damage. Special 2, Flicker of the Light. Wow! How did I ever guess? Dispel all debuffs on Unaligned Force user allies and have their current health percentages equalised. All Unaligned Force users recover 10% health and protection. Recover an additional 5% health and protection for each stack of Purge that's been consumed by Inquisitor allies or resisted by enemies in this battle. Max 60%. This is also the Zeta. Inquisitor Barris gains 20% of her crit damage stacking. Grants 20% of her crit damage stacking to all Inquisitor attackers to end battle. Yeah, so what they said was that Barris was going to be a 3v3 team for Inquisitors, and in 5v5 you could maybe put her into a Seer lineup. So I am wondering if she's going to slot fuck's sake, if she's going to slot into a 5v5 team, like a Inquisitor team. Is what I mean. So yeah, that's all that. Leader, those left behind. Inquisitor allies gain 20% max health, and at the start of each of their turns, they recover 8% health based on Barris's max health. So that is reminiscent of her the Barris we currently have in game. Which also, given that she's a healer, we haven't had a healer in a very, very long time. They are definitely the smallest amount. Yeah, they're definitely the smallest amount of characters. Whenever an enemy gains a stack of Purge, Inquisitor allies gain 3 heal over time for 2 turns. Whenever Purge is resisted by an enemy or dispelled on them, Inquisitor allies gain 10% offense stacking for 1 turn. While in 3v3 Grand Arenas and Grand Inquisitor is not an ally, okay, yeah, so this is going to be like 3v3 leaving the main one to be like Reaver, Grand Inquisitor, Seven Sister. So I wonder if they actually call out any other Inquisitors specifically. Inquisitor victorious allies gain 30% crit chance and 50% crit damage. Whenever an Inquisitor ally critically hits an enemy, that enemy gains a stack of Purge, which can't be resisted until the end of the encounter. Allied okay, there we go, Second Sister. Is immune to daze and stun, and whenever Barris uses an ability, Second Sister assists. This assist will critically hit if able. At the end of each of Barris's turns, reduce the cooldown of Second Sister's abilities by 1. Why such a heavy emphasis to Second Sister? I know she's the Inquisitor that no one ever uses. But I wonder who else you'll have. I wonder if you will put, say, Ninth Sister on the team for a tank, or maybe want to go for another attacker, like put Fifth Brother or Eighth Brother there. Interesting. Unique 1, Reflexive Mercy. Allies and enemies can't be revived. Oh, wow, okay. Whenever an Inquisitor's ally is critically hit, that ally recovers 10% health and protection, and that enemy gains a stack of Purge until end of the encounter. What? Okay. While Ninth Sister is taunting, okay, so clearly it's supposed to be Barrett in the lead slot with the Fallen Order Inquisitors. Sure. Allied Second Sister and Inquisitor Barrett have 200% defense and tenacity, and Allied Inquisitor Barrett is immune to daze and stun. This isn't specific to 3v3, by the way. So if you had like Ninth Sister, Second Sister, and Barris, and put them with, well, anyone really, it doesn't even have to be Inquisitors. If you put all 3 of them with, say, like Seer and Malakos, you're still going to get these benefits. Whenever an enemy has any number of buffs dispelled, Barris gains 10% turn meter. Oh, that's it. Oh, unique 2 is Patience. I think, aren't all of these just the same? Well, if not, you can read them there. Right. Darth Vader, Duel's End. Attacker, Sith, Empire. I'm really glad that they are not making him the leader. I'm really glad that it's going to be Palpatine. So here, other members of the squad and 5v5 Grand Arena team include Mara Jade, Tarkin, and Royal Guard. Oh. Really? Tarkin? That's kind of odd, because he has... I mean, obviously you've got Lord Vader, not necessarily, in 5v5. But then, I guess Darth Vader I would still put on, say, a Traitor team. I was really hoping that this was going to give some use to Thrawn, because Thrawn literally has no use in the game whatsoever. At least Tarkin, if you don't have Lord Vader, he has a place in the game. Okay. Basic ability, then you will die, because that's what he says to Ahsoka in the Rebels show, which this is based off of him with a broken helmet. Do physical damage to target enemy, and during his turn, ability block them and inflict evasion down for 2 turns. If the target ally is dazed, shocked, or stunned, because Palpatine and Mara Jade, reduce Vader's cooldowns by 1 and gains 100% offense for 1 turn. Nice. And also, to be clear, this is an elite marquee, so this is going to be like Great Mother's level. Special 1, your weakness still remains, cooldown of 3. Deal physical damage to target enemy twice and call strongest other attacker ally to assist. If the target is Galactic Republic, Inquisitorius, or Jedi, Vader also assists. This ability will critically hit if possible. Oh, okay, that's a pretty bare bones for the moment. Special 2, you will always lose. Cooldown of 6, Zeta, and Omicron for Grand Arena. Dispel all buffs on all enemies, and deal physical damage to them, dealing 50% more damage for each debuffed enemy. If the enemy is shocked or stunned, they will take another instance of damage, then inflict all enemies with speed down for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or prevented, and they lose 100% accuracy for 1 turn, which can't be evaded. Enemies with buff are inflicted with buff immunity for 2 turns. This ability can't be resisted. While in Grand Arenas, if Palpatine is in the leader slot, fracture target enemy, and another random enemy until the start of Vader's next turn, or until Vader is defeated, which can't be copied, dispelled, or evaded. Vader can't gain bonus turn meter this turn. I mean, wouldn't you want to have Thrawn so you can fracture 2 enemies? Because I think Thrawn's fracture itself, isn't it? I'm pretty sure you can't have 2 fractures at the same time. But with... Well, actually, yeah, no, because it's when Thrawn takes turn. Wouldn't you want them to be there to fracture 2 characters? Unique. What? 1? So is... Oh, hang on, he's got 2 Omicrons. I guess that does make sense because Great Mothers has 2 Omicrons. At the start of the battle, Vader loses 51% max health and is inflicted with burning until the end of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Vader can't be defeated from this burning, and is immune to other burning effects, and takes reduced damage from percent health effects. Okay. At the start of the battle, if there are no galactic legends, I guess that just means in general, ally and enemy, then whenever Vader takes burning damage, all Empire allies gain 20% offense, max 300%, to end the battle and 10% turn meter. This effect persists through defeat. If Vader ends his turn with 25% or more health, all Empire allies gain potency up for 1 turn, and if he ends his turn with 75% or less health, all allies gain defense up for 1 turn. At the start of the battle, if Palpatine is the leader, Vader gains hatred until he is defeated, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented, and assists whenever Palpatine uses a special ability during his turn, and whenever Palpatine assists during another ally's turn. Okay, so Vader is just going to assist every time Palpatine assists Mara Jade or uses a special ability. You don't often want Palpatine using a special ability, though, so... But given that he's always going to assist off of Mara's basic, yeah, having Vader assist as well, it's great. And hatred, I believe all that does is it makes him revive. Like Scion has it, and Reva has it. If Vader is revived while Palpatine is active, Vader regains hatred at the end of that turn, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. So either you kill Vader and stop him from reviving, or you have to kill Palpatine first. While in Grand Arenas, at the start of the battle, if there are no Galactic Legends and Palpatine is in the leader slot, all Empire allies gain hatred, blimey, until they're defeated, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Whenever an Empire tank ally loses to Royal Guard, they are marked for 2 turns. That's kind of like Lord Vader, which can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted, and recover 30% max health and protection. Vader gains 4 speed stacking, max 80, until end of battle. Whenever an Empire ally targets a debuffed enemy, takes damage from an enemy ability while debuffed, or scores a critical hit. Is that all of... No. Unit 2. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. Zeta. At the start of each encounter, whenever he takes burning damage or whenever he uses an ability, he gets 1 stack of vengeance until end of the battle or until he's defeated. Vader loses 15 stacks of vengeance, or when he loses 15 stacks or more, he gains an additional 2 bonus turns. Blimey. And the next time he damages an enemy, the targeted enemy is death marked until the end of Vader's bonus turns, or until he's defeated. Vader can ignore taunt effects during his turn. Whenever Vader uses a special ability, target enemies inflicted with a stack of damage over time for 1 turn, which can't be evaded. This ability inflicts an additional stack if the target enemy is Galactic Republic, Inquisitorius, or Jedi. An additional stack if it is Anakin Skywalker. At the start of the battle, if there is an enemy Anakin Skywalker, they are inflicted with Demoralize for the rest of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, prevented, or resisted. And if they are in the enemy leader slot, all Empire allies are immune to daze for the rest of the battle, and Vader can't be targeted while there is another Empire ally. Fuck you, gas, basically. Because initially I was like, oh, okay, that's just a fun little call out, and then it was, oh, no, this is directly saying, no, gas, you cannot win. If all allies are Empire at the start of the battle, Vader gains 50% crit damage and is immune to fear and turn meter reduction. Wow, is that all of it now, please? Yes. So now we're getting on to what I am the most excited for, Yoda and Chewie. Because this this is a lifter for Tarful. So yeah. So I'm pretty excited. And I really hope that it's going to be a really, really good unit. Just because. So support Galactic Republic and Jedi and Wookiee. So yeah, see, like this says beginning 16th of December. Vader was. Barriss was January, so Vader's obviously after that, like end of. Yeah. So it's going to be this one, and then the Ventress are going to come out before Barriss and Vader. I don't know why they've put them in this order. Okay, so they are directly saying Tarful, Zalbar, Clone Wars Chewie, and Vet Chewie. Except they gave Zalbar an Omicron to work with Old Republic. I mean, I've still put him on a Wookiee team, but then that does mean that I've taken mission for no reason. Basic ability: make the Force be with you. Deal special damage to target enemy 3 times, and Yoda and Chewie gain speed up for 1 turn. Oh, that's the whole basic ability. Special 1. One with the Force. All Wookiee allies recover 20% health and protection and gain Foresight for 2 turns. Lovely. If Tarful is the leader, all Wookiee supports gain Frenzy for 1 turn, which can't be copied or dispelled. Lovely, lovely. Special 2, the Force. The Force awakens. The Force is my ally. They better have, like, a second unique that is called Good Relations with the Wookiees I have. Dispel all buffs on all enemies and deal special damage to them, and distract target enemy for 1 turn. If Tarful was the leader, Yoda and Chewie assist, dealing 55% less damage, and all Wookiees gain advantage for 2 turns. Unique 1. Oh my god, just look at this. I just saw that. Okay. At the start of each encounter, Wookiee allies gain Foresight for 2 turns. Nice. If all allies were Wookiees at the start of the battle... Okay, this is Grand Arena Omicron. But still. Wait, for Grand Arenas? Then why did you give Zalbar and Omicron to work with Old Republic if you want him to be on the Wookiee team? I'm so confused. Oh, this doesn't work against Galactic Legends. Oh. But yeah, so basically, if all allies were Wookiees at the start of the battle, so I can't use Mission, which is a bit of a shame. Yoda and Chewie gain Master's Training until end of battle. I can't remember exactly what it does, but Hermit Yoda has it. Whenever... Oh no, isn't that Grandmaster's Training? Oh, what? I'm sure it's the same thing. Otherwise, they would have specified. Whenever an enemy attacks an ally out of turn, that ally gains 5% turn meter, which is pretty good because Tarful puts Provoked on the enemy team. Whenever an ally gains Foresight, they gain 10% offense, stacking, max 100%, till end of battle, and 5% turn meter, and whenever Foresight expires on an ally, inflict a stack of off balance on a random enemy who didn't have it for one turn. While in Grand Arenas, and if there are no Galactic Legend enemies, Wookiee allies gain 25 speed and 40% crit damage. If all allies were Wookiees at the start of the battle, all allies gain Master's Training until end of the battle. Whenever an ally attacks out of turn, they inflict the target enemy with a stack of damage over time for one turn. That's directly calling out Zalbar. Whenever an ally gains Foresight, they also gain Retribution. Oh, okay, maybe not then. And whenever Foresight expires, remove 5% from all enemies. Wow, so if they do like an AoE and clear all the Foresight, all enemies are going to lose 25% turn meter. The first time each ally defeats an enemy. Oh, interesting. So this isn't like the first time each enemy dies, is when each ally defeats an enemy. Inflict all enemies with fear for one turn, and all allies gain Foresight. At the start for one turn. At the start of each of Yoda and Chewie's turns, inflict all enemies with vulnerable for one turn. And whenever Yoda and Chewie use a special ability while they have Foresight, they trigger all stacks of damage over time on all enemies and inflict disarm on the target enemy for 2 turns, or until Yoda and Chewie are defeated, and remove it from all enemies which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, or assisted. Yeah, so this really does confuse me because there's tons in this kit that is directly calling out Zalbar, but then it wasn't super long ago. Like, it was a decent amount of time ago. They gave Zalbar and Omicron to go with Old Republic. So I really don't get. I don't get it. So this, I believe, is the last kit reveal that we've got, thankfully. Sarge Ventress Dark Disciple. Attacker, leader, bounty hunter, night sister, online force user. So she's not meant to go with night sisters. She's meant to go with bounty hunters, specifically Boba Fett, Sign of Django. She will find a home with Boba, Sign of Django, Fennec. Yes, that's what I imagined. So this is where Forlom and Zuckers are meant to go. This squad will help Boba dominate territory wars. So maybe Zuckers isn't meant to taunt then. Taunt isn't supposed to be the leader then. So this is meant to be like Boba, Fennec, Forlom, Zuckers, and Asajj. Huh. Because initially when they revealed Forlom and Zuckers, I thought they were going to make like an Empire Strikes Back team with like Dengar, IG-88, Bosk, but nope. Basic Swift Strikes. Do special damage to physical. Do physical damage to target enemy. If the enemy was debuffed, attack again. During Ventress's turn, gain 7% turn meter and inflict tenacity down on target enemy for one turn. Otherwise, gain 12% turn meter and retaliate for one turn. Is there any reason why she's got so weird numbers? Not that I can see. Special 1, Come Back to Me. Deal physical damage to all enemies and inflict armor shred on target enemy until end of the encounter. Ventress and target bounty hunter ally gain defense penetration up for 2 turns. The first time this ability is used, grant a non-Galactic Legend bounty hunter ally Disciple till the end of the battle. Ventress gains Retribution for 2 turns. Disciple is they have 15% speed and are immune to ability block. Nice. I assume Asajj is going to have Disciple for like the entire time. Special 2, Know Your Place. Deal physical damage to target enemy, inflict vulnerable on them for 2 turns, and stun them for 1 turn. If there is an active ally with Disciple, stun for 2 turns instead. Dispel all debuffs on Ventress and all allies with Disciple. And they gain 10% crit damage, stacking, max 100% until end of the encounter, for each debuff dispelled this way. Call all other allies with Disciple to assist. So, leader, selfless act. I don't think she's supposed to be in the lead, right? It's supposed to be Boba in the lead, I assume. Although, maybe in 3v3. I don't know. At the start of the battle, all bounty hunter allies gain crit chance up and offense up for 2 turns. If all allies are bounty hunters, whenever an enemy begins their turn with 5 or more debuffs, they are dazed for 2 turns. And her contract is while an ally with Disciple is active, attack out of turn 10 times. Okay, that again also sounds like a fairly easy contract. And the reward being they gain 50% crit damage penetration, and whenever a bounty hunter revives, they gain damage immunity for 1 turn. So that is directly calling out bounty hunter resolve. Oh, it goes straight. Oh, it goes. There's a payout, which does also have a unique. There we go. Ventress gains 100% crit damage, and if an ally with Disciple has a stack of momentum, grant 10 stacks of momentum to that ally until end of the encounter. All allies with Disciple gain 100% turn meter. Okay, yeah, so this is directly saying give Boba Disciple. Unique, train under me. Ventress has 75% max health and max protection and 20% offense. At the start of the battle, if the ally in the lead slot is Boba Fett Sign of Django, there you go, he's definitely supposed to be in the lead. And there are no tank allies. Huh? What? But you just said that you want Zuckuss on the team. Bounty Hunter allies gain 300% bonus protection till end of the encounter. Whenever an ally with Disciple is damaged, Ventress gains 10% offense, max 50%, until the next time she uses a basic on a turn. Unless this is like for 3v3, if you did like Boba Fennec Asajj, I don't know, it's a bit weird to directly have no tank synergy when you said that you want Zuckuss on the team. Whenever an ally with Disciple uses a special ability, inflict that enemy with protection disruption for 1 turn, which can't be evaded, and Ventress assists. Whenever an ally with Disciple uses their special ability on their turn, 4 turns in a row, they gain a... What? Hang on. Whenever an ally with Disciple uses their special ability on their turn 4 turns in a row, they gain 100% offense till end of the encounter, and the next ability on their turn afflicts vulnerable to the target enemy, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. So this is like, what, they do 4 specials in a row? I think that's what they're saying. Whenever Ventress uses an ability on a turn, allies with Disciple assist. Nice. While in Grand Arenas, all Bounty Hunter allies gain 50% max health and potency. All other non-GL and non-tank Bounty Hunter allies gain Disciple until the end of battle. I knew there was going to be this. but I did think Ventress herself was going to gain it. Whenever Ventress or allies with Disciple are dazed, they dispel it and gain 50% turn meter. I don't know why you've said put Forlorn and Zuckuss on the team, because it's directly got anti-Zuckuss synergy, because it's got an anti-tank synergy. So maybe it's supposed to be... Maybe it'll end up being like Boba in the lead, Fennec, Ventress, and then two... there's nothing about Darkside Bounty Hunter, so maybe you'll end up being Mando and Grief. I don't know. Whenever Ventress or allies with Disciple are dazed, they dispel it and gain 50% turn meter. Whenever Ventress gains bonus turn meter, she gains 5% offense, max 150%, until the end of the encounter. Ventress and all allies with Disciple are immune to turn meter reduction, and whenever enemies attack out of turn, all allies with Disciple and Ventress can recover 5% health and protection. And that is it, finally. Now, these all look phenomenal. And just to reiterate, because I put them in the wrong order, it's going to be Luke first, then IG-90, then Yoda and Chewie, then Ventress, then Barriss, then Vader. And there's Spider-Legs Maul, which I think is specifically called Mule? He's not a mule. Maul Fuel, like hate fueled. I think that's what he's called. He's going to be the Journey event. So, yeah, these all look amazing. I am super excited, well, for all of them, but mainly Yoda and Chewie and Stormtrooper Luke. Actually, and Vader as well, because it's specifically calling out Palpatine and Mara Jade, because if you didn't know, the Stranger and hate-fueled Maul are replacing them in the Starkiller lineup. So this gives them those three, and then Royal Guard, and I know it does say Tarkin, but I think you'd be able to use Thrawn just as well in that team. So those three are like the ones I'm super excited for. The other ones are a little bit lower. Maybe because I don't have Afra and I don't have Boba Fett Sign of Django geared up. But yeah, these look amazing. And I will quickly go through anything else that we have found out. Basically, the Lightspeed bundle that takes Chewie to Clone Wars Chewie to Relic 9 is $4.99, same as the Cup one. Interestingly, they've put Wat Tamble's Lightspeed bundle to come back, even though it was data mined that he was going to be in one of the Master Kenobi bundles. So that's a bit odd to me. There's a bunch of other like Lightspeed bundles coming back. Grand Inquisitor is coming back. Cup 1 is coming back. Because yeah, I imagine the Cup 1 is only going to come back on April Fool's and Anniversary. Malgus, if I didn't say that already. But yeah, that is it. I was hoping maybe we'd get information on the price of the JMK bundles, or even the Scythe and Trench bundles. Unfortunately, not. But, you know. Yeah, and the Relic Delta numbers, the finalised ones, they look like what we've seen before. So yeah, thank you for watching this. Again, another super long video, but that's because I was going through 6 kit reviews, and each kit review I do is normally around 8 to 10 minutes. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.